Especially for you, I translated my video with my lovely AI-generated voice.
Morning hours here at Mosquito Lake, and that means I'm starting out here with a low-level account. In the meantime, I've already reached level 18, and now I'm on my way to the first 40% in bottom fishing so that I can then buy my next setup. So my first picker rod, and I'm doing this now by hunting for trophies, specifically Gibel Carp and Crucian Carp. And here comes the next one. It got a little snagged here. Quick. Cast again. Cast out loosely, roughly about 9 meters. I don't have a line clip on here at all, but I'm already using ground bait by now. I have ground bait. I have very, very simple rods. So the bottom rods that I've had this whole time, these really cheap ones, and I put them together, absolutely catastrophic. I basically did everything wrong that you can do wrong, or rather they're just put together the wrong way. If I do something wrong, like accidentally tightening the drag or something similar, then my rod breaks. If you also have the problem that your rod keeps breaking or your reel breaks, check out this video. It'll explain to you step by step how to put your setup together correctly, and then nothing will ever break on you again. At most, the leader might snap at some point. Yes, the setup looks like this. I'm still out here with these really cheap Sorrento rods and the very simple reel. However, I'm already using the classic hair rig by now. So, I've unlocked the classic hair rig, and of course, I'm using it right away. And I've also invested skill points into it, because you should basically always have skill points in this classic hair rig. That's one of the most important boilie rigs for all bottom anglers that we have. Later on, there's also the classic pop-up rig, and that's the second absolutely essential type of rig. So you have to have both of these rigs if you're a bottom angler, and of course, have them skilled as well. My next step, however, is to get to 40% on the picker rods. That means I still need 2%. I've just reached 38% right now. Why the picker rods? I already mentioned that in the last video. This is an exceptional situation right now because with this account, this is my number 5 account, I'm currently powering through with it. And of course, I also don't have premium. And naturally, I won't be buying premium for this account in the future either. So if you play the game normally and maybe get premium every now and then just stick to the videos and to the playlist from the current tutorial, what to buy from level 20. And as I said, in the entire bottom fishing playlist, it's explained to you step by step how you progress in the game. In this case here, I'm now taking the route via the picker rods because that way I get more XP. And that's actually the only advantage of premium. You get a bit more XP with every fish you catch. And I now have to buy myself this small bonus at a very, very high price. Every rod I buy now is more than 1,000 silver more expensive than the rod from the recommended video, what to buy from level 20. So in total, I have to spend more than 3,000 silver more in order to get the same result you'd have if you stick to the tutorial, as I said. Despite everything, I'm taking this route. I'll easily scrape the cash together too. I already had more than 3,000 silver together yesterday evening with this low-level account. I did have to spend quite a bit of silver though, because I had to buy all the ingredients for fishing at this spot. That is, for fishing with the hair rig. I've now been at this spot for a good 30 minutes, and yesterday evening, or rather, last night, it was less than 7 hours ago, I was already standing here at this spot. I already caught my first trophies here, and now, on top of that, there's a nice big tench in here too. I hope, of course, that the tench will also be part of the Café order here so that I can make even more silver from that. What else I did? Let's take a quick look at that. In terms of skill points overall, for now I've only skilled the fixed rig, that is the fixed rig type. For spinning, so far I've only skilled spinners, and for bottom fishing, as I said, the very simple one, the simple bottom rig, and now here the classic hair rig. In addition though, I've already invested skill points into making ground bait. There are 5 skill points in that, and that now gives me the ability to make ground bait with good and very good quality. So, quality 9 out of 10 and quality 10 out of 10. Everything I make in ground bait now, as I said, has this good quality. And with these combinations, that is very good ground bait plus the skill points on the classic hair rig, and then of course also a large size 1 hook here, and with this boilie combination. And I'm currently just out here with sweet cream soluble and cream dip. So with this combination, I'm heading out here to this spot. Absolutely basic. And as I said, the setup is also put together completely wrong. But that's just the cheapest thing I could afford here right now. So all of the leaders are of course wrong. I only have 4.6 kilograms of breaking strength on the rod here. The line alone is already over that. Then I'm here with 11 kilogram lead core. Then the leader is set at 9 kilograms, which is the smallest leader you can buy. And accordingly, I'm actually using way too heavy gear. Normally, if I already had the pliers and could buy all the materials, then of course I'd be using 6.8 kilogram leaders here. But because I'm already past level 18 and I want to have a high quality setup from level 20 onward, I simply have to save up now. And I hope I'm slowly getting there so that I have enough silver together to be able to go carp fishing for the first time, quite normally, already at this level range. The picker rods that I'm buying, I already showed those in the last video too. Those will be the Model 1 picker rods. It simply has the advantage that I also get 25 kilograms of breaking strength here, and also a really good casting weight. That's also super important, so that later on I can also use PVA. And as I said, I get this 25% bonus XP here. 25% isn't as good as having premium, but at least it's a small bonus. Yes, and as I just said, huge downside. I have to pay more than 1,000 silver extra per rod here. That's obviously an absolute disaster, but I just have to push through it. And it's really not that bad either. I'm going fishing anyway. Whether I fish a bit longer now or a bit less long, I'd stand here and keep fishing regardless. So the silver just comes in over time. And the nice thing is I'm doing Café orders here the whole time, and I'm making really good progress completing the various Café orders. Over the past few days, I've handed in almost exclusively Café orders, and only once all the Café orders had been handed in, and I'd waited another night. I kept fishing through the evening, finished up Café orders, then logged out at some point, and the next day I logged back in, handed in Café orders again, and only then did I sell the half-spoiled fish. So, do as many Café orders as you possibly can. I'm now at 129 Café orders by this point. So continuously do Café orders so that you can make good progress here too. And of course, I'm going to keep doing exactly that here now. I'll keep an eye on what comes in here. Of course, I'll now catch more trophies step by step, especially with the Gibel Carp and Crucian Carp. Those bring in at least 18 silver, which isn't bad at all. So I've got 170 silver together again now. That means the 3,000 silver isn't that far off anymore either. And that, as I said, is all quite simple here, at such a straightforward spot where you can really catch Gibel Carp and Crucian Carp well, over and over again. And that's on boilies here. And that in turn gives the advantage that I now get skill points faster because of it. Exactly how that works with the skill points, that of course is also explained separately here in this video. This whole golden playlist goes really deep. There you get super important additional information about the game, about how the individual things work, also the information on making the ground bait mix or on making baits. For all these topics, you'll find a separate video in this golden playlist. Well, from the feel of it though, things are already slowing down a bit here at this spot right now. There was actually a bit more going on, especially during the morning and evening hours. You can just tell it's midday. It's often the case that there's a bit less going on then. There are even small, almost undersized Crucian carp coming in right now too. We obviously don't want those, although of course we can still hand those in every now and then for Café orders. One is about to run out again in 3 hours here. Over there, one runs out in 6 hours. So, of course, I always keep an eye on those two so that I keep waiting a bit longer, maybe fish for another 2 or 3 hours, and then see which cafe orders come back in. Yesterday evening, I was already able to hand in my first common carp here in a cafe order for over 30 silver. That is a 3-kilogram common carp for over 30 silver. That, however, is an absolute disaster for a setup like this. With this setup, it's simply not effective. Otherwise, I'd already be fishing at Old Berg here. But if I have to fight every simple 3-kilogram fish for 5 minutes, then that's just not productive enough. So with this simple setup, I've now been fishing continuously only at the level 1 waters. At Mosquito Lake, at Elk Lake Wine, of course, did float fishing and spinning, and then at Winding Rivulet, I did bottom fishing again as well, so that I could complete the cafe orders everywhere. And now I'll just take another quick look. Yes, I'll check for more cafe orders, and then all of this will be handed in shortly. 10 silver extra on top of that here, and then I'm off to the next spot right away. Here we already have the next order though, so it'll be done in 1 hour, and then the entire keep net here will be sold off piece by piece. So 180 silver gets added on top of that now. That's already really good. And then we'll have the next 3,000 silver together again. This one here, we'll definitely take it with us too, yes. It's got a pretty good weight as well, but I don't think it's enough for a trophy, unfortunately. No, 1.3 kilograms, but the sizes here are really good. So that's definitely worth doing. And the next one. Yes, another one just went in here too, but that one's just snagged as well. Well, and there are always fish like that here too for the small cafe orders. So come on, let's get to the spot. If this helped you, leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That helps me in turn, and we'll see each other in the next video. Until then, tight lines.